Dude! All of the damage reduction. I think they listened to when they said, like, when we said Prop Paladin did not have enough fucking... Like, straight up did not have enough cooldowns. Like, they're just giving everything. It's absolutely crazy. Dude, we do not have enough points. Like, we just don't have enough points. Prop Pally is looking fucking insane. Hey there everyone, Mazarok here, and today the Protection Paladin talent tree was released and I went into it in depth. What you are seeing now is an edited version where I'm trying to make a Mythic Plus and a Raid version of this, and as well as I brought in a new friend of mine, Farseer Shah, fantastic tank, YouTuber, Twitch, and Twitch streamer. If you guys do not follow him already, please check out his content on YouTube and Twitch. His links for him are down below. But I hope you guys kind of enjoy this little roundtable between me and him as we kind of talk a lot of little things like that and try and break down the tree as much as we can. I did make what I think would be a great Mythic Plus build and what I thought would be a great Raid build. So hopefully you guys enjoy that as well. But I'm very excited for the Protection Paladin tree. Very, very excited. Is actually crazy. I want everything. I want everything on this tree. Like, I want everything. And I can't get everything, and that hurts. Down. Dude, nope. No, this is all Avenger Shield stuff. Yeah, Consecrated Ground. I kind of actually just clicked that, and I didn't think, but it was just kind of an enabler for me to get down here. But yeah, no, actually good catch. Good catch, actually. I didn't catch that. But that would mean we could go down here. How many points? That opened up 1. It really didn't help me, but that means we could get Moment of Glory. Actually, that means we could get Moment of Glory, so that would actually be very, very strong. Good catch. I actually didn't catch that I had Consecrated Ground there. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot more sense for Raid. Go Avenging Wrath. I mean, do you go Blessing of Spell Warding or Improved Bop? That's why you're here? I mean, you kind of go Unbreakable Spirit, right? I like the idea of more Mastery, but and this is only during Avenging Wrath. So 12% Mastery during Avenging Wrath, whatever. I'm not sinking 3 talent points into that, in all likeliness. Consecration Dam, we're going Mad Paragon, because why the hell not? Seraphim, Sanctified Wrath. I mean, this is probably, depending how this is probably fight dependent for Raid. Because I mean, if you need to blast every 45 seconds, Seraphim could be very strong. But if the damage profile for the Raid encounter is more 2-minute based, I think Sanctified Wrath would be the play. That would kind of be a judgment call on that one. Which leaves us with 3 more flex points, which isn't too bad. We could have Faster Divine Steed, depending on Touch of Light or Incandescence. I mean, there's definitely an option to talk about there, depending on movement. Let's take Blessing of Spell Warding. So with 1 point left, like, what do you take, right? Like, just whatever you want. Just Fist of Justice would be so useless in most Raid encounters. There's no fucking point. There's just no point. But having 1 flex point is definitely not the worst thing in the world. I mean, if you need the Cleanse and Raid, you could have that. If you want an extra second under... This is the thing I fucking hate the most about this class tree. 4 points for more pony? Fuck off. Yeah. I mean, this CDR is going to be very, very nice in Mythic Plus, for sure. Because it's kind of that or Blinding Light, depending on what dungeon you're in. So just being able to get both is nice. I mean, I'm not saying that locking this on the ret side is great. I think you could definitely take Rebuke. If you swapped these two here, I think that would be a better option. If you swapped Fist of Justice and Rebuke, I think you'd be in a better position. I don't like where it's at. I'm not going to lie, I don't like where it's at, but I like the idea of being able to get both Blinding Light. Oh, yeah. Rebuke should absolutely be higher. And I honestly think the only reason it is down here is because Holy gets access to it. That's the only reason I think it's in this middle row, is because Holy gets access to it. And Holy actually has to spend some fucking DPS points to get it. Whether they want to or not. So that'll probably be a point of contention, but this is why I think it's down there. RNG kicks for Prot Valley. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It won't be RNG. I mean, for Prot Pally, the build that I had actually had me going down here because there was just a lot of things that weren't needed. Right? For Raid, I just don't think this section's at all necessary. And for Raid, I'm not wasting 2 points in Fist of Justice. There's just no point. But having an extra flex point here would be nice for, I mean, you can go with Cleanse or more Seal of Mercy, depending on tuning or things like that. It's the most cookie cutter tree. Yeah, I think for the class tree, I think this is fairly cookie cutter because there's just certain things you can't go without. Like you just absolutely cannot, right? Now this tree is this is where things get fun. Like let's go back to Mythic Plus AoE scenarios and kind of build some different things. So like for AoE, I did what? All right, so I totally blasted this Inner Light ability. I want your opinion on it, Sha. If you want to get in comms with me, oh my God, Healy has gifted you a sub, Sha. Woo! Thank you so much, Healy. But Sha, if you want to get in comms with me, yeah, yeah, dude, this is absolutely insane. But Inner Light, I want to hear your opinion on this. I fucking blasted this one when I first read it. I don't like this at all. I just think it's dumb. So here I went Readout, and then for Mythic Plus I went Consecrated Ground. Mainly, I mean, you could actually, let's redo our Mythic Plus tree. Let's do that. We want Ardent Defender, want Shining Light, want this. Block is a weird
what's
card.
up?
So yeah, dude, Inner Light. Okay.
So when I first read that talent, I honestly thought they were removing Shield Righteous being stackable.
I was worried about that
because like why would you let Shield expire?
Okay, now here's the thing. Yes, it's stackable, but like, what if it's going back to being multiple different stacks?
That's what's so weird. Like I obviously like can't see that right now, right? Like it's just going off of how the text is written.
Okay, but yeah. So if this went, so with how well this tree was designed, this talent would be absolutely fucking asinine to me, unless they're putting back Prot Pally kind of like where it was in BFA, where Shield of the Righteous has like just stacked. Like you had what 2 or 3 stacks before, and like you could use them however you wanted. But maybe
Please
they're going.
Don't.
I'm not saying they're going back to having like extra, because you have to have a holy power. You have to have a holy power spender no matter what, and that's fine. Right. And they keep it as the holy power spender that it is. But instead of it just increasing the duration whenever you press it, perhaps it kind of stacks upon one another for X amount of time.
It'd be interesting to see. Maybe what if they treated it like Iron Fur?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like that's totally yeah.
If they treat it like Iron Fur, it would actually probably not be bad if like the individual stacks expired.
Yeah.
But the way that it's currently working, right? Like it's a buff you have that increases your like block, right?
Exactly.
And you don't let it fall off. You just never want it to fall off because you die.
Somebody asked me to key, like, what was your Shield of the Righteous uptime? And when I look, I'm like,
100%?
99% because it took me 2 seconds to get to the first bowl.
Yeah. That's how I felt when I read it.
If they go to a more iron-based Shield of the Righteous, this makes a lot of sense, and it's actually a really good talent.
The scaling on it seems weird, though. Like, 123 holy damage seems really odd, though.
At level 60.
Yeah, that's fair, but even, like let's just say, even if you double, like, 200 holy damage, like, that doesn't sound that great.
No, but it's also for, like, it's just literally for every Shield of the Righteous that expires. I mean, if you overlap this enough, you're going to be
constantly radiating
it's
holy
constantly
damage.
radiating holy damage, whereas it's not about the big hit, but just kind of the additive of everything that comes around, and increasing your block by an extra amount the whole time anyway, too, right?
Yeah, we'd have to see how it works though, like
Yeah.
in game though, because it would have good synergy with Holy Shield.
Absolutely. And if this worked the exact same as it did, as Shield of the Righteous does now, it's a dead talent. You go read out.
No doubt.
Like,
But
so then I went to
okay.
Bulwark of Order down here after, and then I took Sentinel just because it sounds so good. But then Avenging Wrath Might also sounds so good.
You would go Might for like damage. So in lower keys, you would go Might, but in higher keys, Sentinel gives your Avenging Wrath essentially a 30% DR for what, 5 seconds?
5 seconds, and you can increase that delay for each holy power that you spend.
Yes. So with that in mind, you would want to optimize your holy power generation, which had me going towards Divine Toll. I'm not sure where you went because I missed that part of your stream. But I went down towards Divine Toll because like that extra generation is insane, and it would synergize well with Sentinel.
Yeah, I was thinking kind of prog higher keys, right? Lower keys, Avenging Might would the Avenging
no
Wrath
doubt.
Might
Crit,
would
dude.
be
Oh,
dude, yeah, huge.
Ooh,
And
big
20% increased damage to
damage
Avenging
and
Wrath.
crit. It's
Like
fucking
that's
nuts.
huge.
Big fan.
But this Sentinel fixes a big problem that Prop Peli has right now, which is they have 3 defensives.
Do they? I think it's 2. Ardent and Guardian, right?
If you go into Final Stand, you have Divine Shield.
Okay, fair. You have an immunity.
You have an immunity. You have something.
Sure.
So this actually gives them something where you don't feel terrible in high keys for not going Final Stand, which you want the damage. So that was kind of always a shitty payoff.
It's not only that, but also if you're able to get down to tier at the very bottom, you'll have 4 defensives to cycle through every like minute or 2, which is actually nuts.
I got down to tier.
Were you okay?
I did a little bit of a weird thing. So I went with Resolute Defender to get Guardian. Although Strength of Conviction could be good, I just don't think Light of the Titans is stronger than Resolute Defender.
I would agree with that.
Or Bulwark of Order. I think this left side is just too good to not take. And then Hand of the Protector. And Tier's Enforcer, I think this is going to be insane.
Do you know how nuts that's going to be?
That's going to be absolutely crazy, and especially when you combine it with Divine Toll. So I went with Uther's Guard, Rentless Inquisitor, Faith Barricade, because just more fucking block chance for shit you're already doing. Why on earth would you not?
Big Holy Shield synergy?
Yep. Then I went with Faith's Armor, Righteous Protector, I took Tier, went Faith of the Light, Divine Toll, and then I took Soaring Shields. And with, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm now taking my point out of Consecrated Ground and going with Improved Sarah and DT, just to get Divine Toll.
So a lot of people make the argument for slows, and they're like people. It's for all tanks, like Death and Decay, Infected Wounds, Consecrated Ground, right? Yeah. But most DPS classes or healers, well, typically DPS, typically provide so much slows that you don't actually need the extra ability to kite as a tank in a Mythic Plus environment. I'm
going to make an extra argument for why Paladin doesn't need Consecrated Ground either.
Hello, guys.
What's that?
Morrissey, I'm on stream. I'm talking with a buddy of mine, alright, if you don't mind.
Oh, no, okay, sorry.
No, it's all good, buddy. It's all good.
Okay, I just want to ask you, what the hell was wrong with that priest in your DOS? Literally, I was eating and I couldn't eat because I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, dude, I
and I never saw you so.
That key broke me, man. That key just absolutely broke me.
Your rage was okay. Sorry.
No worries, Morrissey. Thank you.
Cheers, bro. Bye.
Shaw, did you watch that video?
I did.
You did? Oh my god.
I did watch it.
I just lost it. I fucking just lost all my shit. I'm like, this isn't me. This isn't me, but whatever. Alright, so what was I doing? I was trying to make a point why you would not take Consecrated Ground as a Paladin. So much of your Paladin shit is literally all focused around staying in Consecration. The reason the 50% slow would be good in Consecration is because I have to leave it.
Yes.
That
it works against the idea of what Paladins use to stay alive, which is their Consecration aura.
That's exactly it, right? So like, and on top of that, getting Divine Toll down to a 45-second cooldown with this bomb build Like, this is be insane. And then every 30 seconds, so what I would kind of think to do for me is, like, you'd opened up a pull, wings, divine toll, fucking smash all that shit. Then, like, 30 seconds later, use Eye of Tyr, or, like, 25 seconds, like, in between or whatever. But then you could kind of have a divine toll, like, mix them up, so you always have big absorbs from divine toll, but then a couple of seconds later, you have Eye of Tyr for extra DR, instead of, like, total stacking. But I mean, you could just hit Eye of Tyr, hit Wrath, hit everything, and just fucking probably blow up the planet.
It's I'm really excited for this tree.
I am.
Also, it's kind of crazy because there's a ton of stuff in that tier 3, like sub 20 point requirement, that are actually really good. Like, you have Divine Toll, you have Tier, you also have like a lot of cooldown reduction, and then you also have Bulwark if you really wanted to go like just big fucking Shield of Righteous damage. It's like the bottom left side.
I know, but there's no way. Like, if you're going Bulwark, you're not getting Divine Toll.
You'd have, well, or
you
could get Divine Toll,
Tier.
you'd give up Tier, and like, I think in a situation where you literally want to just Zug damage, where you want to go like Avenging Wrath Might and Divine Toll with Bulwark, like, I think you could make like an argument for just like a pure damage build, which would be kind of nuts. But that kind of shifts the focus from high-end keys to low-end keys.
Even with a pure damage build, alright? So you're taking Divine Toll for a pure damage build, right? I'm assuming. Yeah. You have to go Righteous Protector. Just the fact that you have to go down this tree to get Righteous Protector with Divine Toll means you don't have enough points to get down to Bulwark. Are you?
It's kind of hard to see because I'm blind. Are you running the improved Sarah where it reduces the cooldown, or are you running the one that the Divine Toll automatically casts the Avenger Shield?
I put improved Sarah DT because 45 seconds sounds good to me. But I mean, the argument can be made for Divine Resonance too.
So Divine Resonance gives you more HP gen to synergize with Sentinel, or it just gives you the free Avenger Shields will proc like your Flame or whatever that talent is.
Yes, but mathematically you get 3 more Avenger Shield in that 15-second period, but it's still a minute. Every 45 seconds, I could get a Divine Toll. I will get way more Avenger Shields through just having more Divine Tolls than I will having the every 5-second Avenger Shield for 15 seconds.
That is probably true. So the reason I would argue that, though, is just with like how cooldowns would line up. So if you don't run Righteous Protector, which also, did they update the tooltip? Because before it was saying 0.1
second. That's really low, but there's some weird stuff here too. Like,
Gift
of the Golden Valkyr reduces the cooldown.
500 seconds.
So there's still some tuning there.
Infinite uptime. Yeah. Why didn't you take that, bro? 500%, 500 seconds off of Righteous, dude. What are you doing? Or not Righteous? What is it called? The Guardian.
Yeah. No, because I'm crazy, and I honestly think it's a bad talent at 500 seconds.
Yeah, so the thing is, if Righteous Protector is actually 0.1 seconds, which doesn't make sense because in the tooltip at like when you don't have anything filled, it says 0.5. You could actually just drop Righteous and get down to Bulwark, and then you basically have Divine Toll every minute, and then you have Avenging Crusader or Avenging Wrath every 2 minutes. So like every other Divine Toll window. That would feel better to play. I'm not sure like mathematically if you would probably want to run short and Divine Toll, but then it just desyncs all your CDs.
True, but having more wings. There's arguments to be made. Oh, there's so many arguments and builds that can come out of this. And like, I understand your point, but at the same point, I'm like, there's this, and that. And like,
you have to have Tier.
I think Tier's Enforcer is just going to be so good. There's no way you can't go Soaring Shield. So
correct.
You got to have Tier's Enforcer. You could regiment your wings. I mean, it really all depends on how the dungeon pulls and stuff like that, right? If you can kind of pull around, you're having a 2-minute CD and things like that for having wings up. And especially... But, like, my argument for having Righteous Protector up is more wings equals more Sentinel means less damage.
That's true. That is very much true.
Because, you're not just taking... You get that 30% CDR for... Arguably 6 seconds. It says 5, but there's no way you're not spending 3 holy...
But even then it's like just falling off, right?
Yeah, so like I'm kind of doing some quick envelope math on the back of my head, which let's say I'm not a mathematician, so I'm not gonna...
Dude, what's math? I can't read or do math.
But I mean, arguably, with how, like, I'm kind of thinking with how it works now, and if you have anywhere near the kind of holy power generation as you did in Season 2, let's not go Season 3, because the Judgment block is definitely skews that a lot, but you did have a lot of, holy power gen. You'd be able to get this up fairly frequently, at the very minimum every minute and a half, which, if you can get this down to a minute and a half, you're absolutely going to want to improve Sarah and DT.
Yeah, definitely. If you can get it down to a minute and a half.
If you can get it down, yeah. There's a lot of math that has to kind of be applied here.
The big thing that I think people forget, though, about the tier set currently that Paladins have is that there is an internal cooldown on how often it can proc, which actually only gives us 0.3 per second. 0.3%. Like, that's actually not a lot of holy power generation in a Mythic Plus environment. In raid, it's insane.
Yeah.
But for Mythic Plus, like, you're already generating so much with, like, your Grand Crusade procs that it's not, like, as insane. And also, we have Divine Resonance.
Yeah.
So we get, so, like,
and
that's why that's another argument.
And you have a 40-second Divine Toll most of the time.
Paladin, regardless, I think Paladin has, like, 3 good builds right now. It has a very tanky build, a single target raid build, and, like, a good Mythic Plus damage build.
Yeah.
And the tree doesn't have, like, at least the class tree is kind of cracked. Like, it has nothing really locked behind anything.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm kind of, like,
go.
The Bastion thing on the left-hand side, I forgot what it's called off the top of my head. The Bastion of Light is a little weird. Like, it's not blocking anything. It's just, like, I just don't know the like, it depends on the tuning of how hard shield hits.
Yeah.
Having the burst damage would be cool, but 2-minute CD feels weird.
There's also the question of whether it interacts with Shining Light, which Shining Light got a nice buff, by the way. Every 3
it did
shields
3 shields instead of yeah, that's nuts, dude.
Sup, Hatsu? Yeah, dude, the Pally tree is looking cracked as fuck, Hatsu.
But does Bastion of Light free Shield of the Righteous still count as if you're spending 3 holy power? Because imagine that with Sentinel.
Yeah. Oh.
Because that's an interaction that exists in the game with a lot of different classes that it'll, despite you having, like, basically a discount on your abilities, it'll still count it as full. And that's actually Paladin, I think, has an interaction like that currently.
Yep, it does. It does. Because if you get your free one from Divine Purpose,
it still counts.
It still counts towards your Shining Light.
Yep.
So yeah.
So
Divine Bedazzle is Blinding Light. Okay, let's get our shit straight, Hatsu. Shaw, you missed that key. Holy fuck! I was running like a 20 DOS and, like, my brain farted on the word Blinding Light.
Bedazzle.
Just because I wanted to stop the casters from going off from turning into the Sons of Akar, and I could not remember for the life of me. So I was like, Divine Bedazzle.
That's amazing.
And now everybody in that group is just like, yeah, it's Divine Bedazzle now.
I'm a big fan. I think I will let all my Blizzard contacts know that we need to change Blinding Light to Divine Bedazzle.
I mean, they honestly missed out on an opportunity, because it really is a good one. It really is a good one. I know, this is one when I first read it, I was, like, kind of excited. 2-minute cooldown, but whatever. If you don't really have anything for the start of a pull, you can just hit it and just whack 3 Shields of the Righteous. Because, I mean, sometimes you get that offshoot where, like, you just don't have a shield to, like, start the pull because it's, like, 2 seconds away and you want to keep going. Like, you could just slap that and bam, 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 and, like, you're good. All right, cool. I have threat now.
That's definitely, like, a good note. The only thing, though, is you're running Blessed Hammer, which is great, but that allows you to generate Holy Power without hitting anything. So you can actually generate Holy Power before you pull.
This is true. And
so
the main reason why
weird.
I went with Blessed Hammer is Hammer of the Righteous only has 1 charge.
Yes, that is correct. It's 1 charge. There's no, like, because currently we have an improved Righteous Hammer, I'm pretty sure, on live, where we get a 2nd charge of it. But Blessed Hammer is just, like, the only reason you don't play Blessed Hammer right now is because Holy Shield is competitive with it, with the tier set too.
Yeah, absolutely. Because even at the end of Season 2, I was running Holy Shield once I was getting into 22s, just because I needed survivability.
Yep, it's better survivability. It has decent damage, and in Mythic Plus it's much better, but having both now is insane.
Matt,
like, as soon as I saw that, I was like,
can you ban that hidden crush fucker? Thank you. Sorry.
Dude, buy viewers today.
All the time. It was worse when I first started streaming, because I'd be so excited that somebody was in my chat when I had, like, 2 viewers, like, oh, and I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's a struggle, man. It's a struggle.
Dude, there's so many good options. I'm thinking of, like, 20 plus keys right now, Prop Paladin, and I as much as I'd like to get to Bulwark, I just don't see a world where you don't take Eye of Tyr. 25% DR once a minute.
I can't think of a world, honestly.
I just don't. It's like, even with it, you could almost sack Ardent Defender. Yeah, Ardent Defense is a cheat death, but you go Consecrated Ground, and then you can still get kind of everywhere else you need to go. And with Eye of Tyr, you still have a 25% DR. I mean, I'm a defensive magnet. I'll pick up every defensive you go. But I honestly, with this being active in the game, I do see a world where a Wowhead guide says not to take Ardent Defender.
I'm not sure about that. Only because, hold on, look, I just pulled up the tree again. I went through this earlier, but I feel like, isn't there still CDR? Aren't we still able to reduce Defender? You're taking Resolute Defender.
Oh yeah, Resolute Defender. Yeah, true.
And with that, right? So if you're not taking our Defender, that you would take it. Also, it looks like you picked Uther's Guard over on the right hand side in the tier 2. Is there a reason you picked that?
Mainly just to get down, because I'd
over the. What about Light of the Titans though?
Is this a thing where you have to put it? I'm not wasting 2 points to get down to Relentless Inquisitor when I can just waste 1 point. As much as Light of the Titans sounds good, I want more of what's down here, and any talent point that I spend in the middle. Don't need a cheat death if you believe. That's right. It's all about the faith. The faith in this shield and this hammer.
In the Deer God.
In the Deer God. I had that makes sense. That's the main reason. And as much as Light of the Titans sounds cool, I want more of what's down here, and any point that I spend in the middle takes more of down here away.
That's fair. That's a fair argument. I didn't even notice that. I honestly thought they were both 2 points for some reason.
No, yeah, Uther's Guard is just 1. So Lay on Hands, Divine Shield, and Blessing of Spell Warding are bop. Whatever.
It's just so... It's weird, right? Down. The problem with it is, how often do you bop / Divine Shield? Right? Very rarely in keys, unless you're running Final Stand, do you actually use Divine Shield. And then on top of that, Lay on Hands is kind of situational, and you don't really depend on it. It's kind of oh shit.
This is I'm saving my fucking healer right now. Mechanic.
Yeah, and then Bop is... And Bop has a weird interaction. It obviously immunes a lot of damage, and it can be used pretty proactively to reduce the damage of your group, but I don't feel like you use it often enough where it warrants a DR, and that's why I was curious why you decided that over having an actual a hot that is amplified by your attack power.
I know, and this I don't get me wrong. I read this and I love it, but if my straight up argument is
it's points, 1 point just to point 2, value. Yeah, that's true.
It's point value. If this was a 1 point node, which I honestly think it fucking should be.
I mean, 500% attack power. There's no way that it's going to be 1,000% attack power.
I don't believe it's going to be 500%.
There's no
attack
way
power to begin with. I just don't. I think this is going to be. I think this is going to be more kind of streamlined into 25, 50, or 100% or something. Even 125% over 15 seconds. Something like that.
Right.
If you're making it a 2 point value, I mean, you're making the argument here, but it's just kind of. It all comes down. No Lay on Hands with the health percentage CDR talent. Such a good party utility. Yeah, but I mean the other two is not worth it, right? So if you're talking point value per what you're getting for a prop paladin with Uther's Guard, and especially with these builds, as much as I like having Final Stand on +20 keys because I can just be necrotically immune for 8 seconds or whatever the hell's going on. With everything that's good down here, I just don't see myself ever taking Final Stand, no matter how fucking good it is. But you also have defensives. It's not just Guardian of Ancient Kings and Ardent Defender. You have things that are just good DR, like Crusader's Resolve. Each enemy hit by Avenger's Shield damage reduces it. Sorry, I've been talking for 3 straight hours. Enemies hit by Avenger's Shield deal 5% reduced damage to you for 10 seconds, max 3 stacks. You hit Divine Toll, that's a 15% DR. With all of the absorbs that you're getting from Divine Toll, you just don't need Divine Shield. It's just not. You have so many different ways to live. So my thing is get Divine Shield as fast as possible. Go down here, Righteous Protector, Tier, Soaring Shield, and this is where I see the build going for Mythic Plus. You're just an absolute bomb. Although wait, sorry, not Consecrated. That's my bad. The DR bonuses are much needed, but with this too, 45-second Tears Enforcer bomb, dude, that thing's gonna be insane. Divine Toll, it's just gonna blow shit up. This is kind of where I see the Mythic Plus build going. I mean, I could absolutely be wrong, and mathematically, Eye of Tyr is just not good enough, and you go down for Bulwark of Righteous Fury for just stupid damage. Which, I mean, you could do. If you take out Righteous Defender, you go here, you take Bulwark. I mean, this could obviously be an option as well, which is something like we have now. And you're still getting the DR, right? So you're getting a 15% DR for each Avenger's Shield, and you're just blasting through with Bulwark. So you could definitely do, like, a huge AoE build here.
But I feel like this would be the lower build, though. Like, I feel like this is where you would run Might, and this is, like, just where you would just Divine Toll spam forever.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Because you definitely don't need tier and lower keys, right? Or no. The CDR almost. Like, you just fucking go big Zug.
It also depends on what its damage is, right? I mean, 50% of attack power, what's that going to be at the end of the day?
It's about 50% of your attack power.
Yeah, but how much is that attack power?
Yeah.
How happy was I when I saw Divine Toll on the tree? Pretty happy. I love Divine Toll. It's a fun button to press. You press it, and you're just... I feel like Captain America, dude. Like, I feel like Captain America fucking banging Haley Catwell, or whatever her name is, in fucking Endgame. Like, it feels good every time I press it. Why would I not want to press it? Do you know what's not on this tree that I'm very fucking happy isn't? Ashen Hallow.
I was about to say, I think out of all of the Covenants, right, there's no way that we were not going to see Divine Toll on the tree.
Yeah, it's too iconic.
It's way too iconic. Oh my god, I love the Holy Tree right now. The Holy Tree doesn't make sense.
The Holy Tree doesn't make sense? I've actually... Yeah, well, they actually did say in their little press release that they're just releasing playable, which is Prot and Ret.
Red and Ret, yeah. If you look on a Wowhead, if you wanted to open up a new tab, it's literally just like all the icons. It's not in a tree or anything. I just clicked on it to see if Ashen Hollow is there.
God, I hope not. Well, for Holy, I don't give a shit. Great, it can be. I've never played Holy Paladin. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Oh god, that's a mess.
Yeah, dude, look at that. That's insane.
They could have at least put the class tree in here.
Right? No, they just straight up gave you all the nodes and that's it. Wait, isn't that the class tree though? I think so. Those are the class tree abilities.
Well, there's some of the nodes, but I mean, you could easily go down. Excuse me, and give them the actual tree.
That's actually what the tree's gonna look like. Sorry, Holy Paladin.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is this a preview of Demon Hunter?
Yep. That's actually what it is. Here's 6 talents. You have 5 points.
No, each point is like what 10 talent points.
Yep.
Like the one thing, like I've got a couple of gripes with the class tree, and I don't know if you do, but 4 talent points wasted for Divine Steed.
You don't have to waste them.
Dude, I know you don't have to, and most of my builds I didn't. But do you have any idea how, like, I know you get the extra movement speed with Freedom and the extra protection with Bop if you take that Finesse Conduit, but if you think I'm not taking 100% increased pony speed, like, every damn time, like, that's what I'm taking. Like, so we're gonna lose a lot of pony time. Going back down to 3 seconds.
It is going back down to 3 seconds because no lights barding. I don't think it's like a problem though. I think at least in Mythic Plus or even in Raid, very rarely do you actually need mobility for longer than a few seconds.
In Raid, yeah, but in Mythic Plus, I mean, if you have to kite,
dude, you just drop your consecrated ground. What do you mean?
I don't have consecrated ground. I don't give a
fuck. Oh no!
Ursol's Vortex.
I think you would just always go Cavalier double charge, and then you don't even worry about the duration because 3 second 100% sprint is actually kind of insane.
I'm not wasting 2 points to gain 5% seed. Like that's just not happening. I'm not wasting.
No, it's definitely not worth.
Yeah, it's not worth it at all. And then lastly is like another one here is like you get Avenging Wrath, you go down. Judgment generates 1 holy power. By the way. Judgment generates 1 holy power for you holy paladins. Yeah, I'm sure you're thanking the faithful skies for that one. But you can go down here, and there's actually a build where you take this talent, but you don't actually... Like, there's a possibility you don't take Judgment. I mean, who the fuck isn't... Alright, wait, is Judgment baseline?
It doesn't look like it in this tree, right? Because it... it should be baseline, actually. No, it should be baseline.
Okay, so this makes sense now. This makes a whole lot more sense.
It's rank 3 and rank 4, right? If you, like, hover over them.
Avengers Shield isn't going to kick anymore.
That's not true. I don't believe it.
Hurls your shield at an enemy target, dealing 50% attack power, holy damage, and then jumping to 2 additional enemies.
I that might be a bug. And here's the reason why. It's because like look how deep Rebuke is, which means Paladins legit don't have a kick. There's no way.
Yeah. No.
I don't think that's I'd like to believe that that's not the case and it's like a bug or something, but
yeah, I don't like that at all. Okay, let's rebuild my class tree for Mythic Plus.
Did you see what Ret Aura was turned into? Like they added an extra thing to Ret Aura.
I actually did not. I did not look. I almost never get to play with it.
Because like Ret Aura, so like obviously it's like when your party member dies, you gain Avenging Wrath for 8 seconds. So
you gain Seraphim for 6.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. So when someone takes more than 50% of their health in a single hit, you gain Seraphim.
Oh, cool! I'm running with this dipshit DPS that keeps dying. Fuck it! I ain't taking Devotion Aura. I'm taking Red Aura. Get fucked.
Yeah, dude. You actually you now want people to stand in frontals. Like I'm gonna be fucking spinning around like, oh god, DPS look out.
Dude, I keep getting hit by this depraved frontal. Like I'm not aiming it at you. No, I have no idea.
My parse.
Yeah, don't care. Oh, dude,
fucking that's insane.
Okay, so this makes a lot more sense to me. So the Judgment being baseline makes a lot more sense to me. I like these 2 talents. I mean, do we just go Golden Path or whatever? Or Armor and Critical Strike increased by what?
Golden Path is actually kind of nuts. You would not take Judgment of Light, though, for Mythic Plus?
No, not anymore.
So you would go Golden
worth
Path.
It because, like, all of the Judgments that you throw out naturally, it's worth it. But once we lose tier, this just isn't going to be worth it.
Right.
I like After Image, though. I do like the idea of After Image.
After Image is kind of insane. It's a little confusing, the tooltip, right? Like, after you spend 1 Holy Power, which is literally after you do anything at all, is what it should say.
Your next Word of Glory echoes onto a nearby ally at 30% effectiveness, yeah.
I feel like that's just worded weird, but maybe that's just me.
There's a couple of things that are worded here. Like, one of them is, like, 4 intel cancelled. I'm like, that's not how sentences work.
No, that's not English at all.
Like, I mean, do you go... I wouldn't even go Improve Bop. I would just kind of say, screw it. Sanctified Wrath, Seraphim, you go down here. You definitely want Mad Paragon. And then you have a flex point to kind of work with. Which means you get Reduced Hodge, you get Divine Bedazzle, not a problem.
Big Dazzle.
I don't like the Seal of the Templar ability. I think the idea of the Seal of the Templar ability is nice. But I just... There's no world where 13% of my time on ponies where I want to increase yardage.
Nah, you run Crusader Aura, dude. You just run Crusader Aura and then you have Outlaw range.
Or does this give you... Or when you're on Crusader Aura.
Yeah, so you can...
I didn't read that.
Yeah, so you can actually stance now. You can, like, swap between Ret Aura or between, like, Crusader Aura. Like, you can run Devo, right? Or whatever. I'm assuming Devo's baseline. So you run Devo Aura.
Yeah, you get Devo.
You know that a big hit's about to come up. You get rid of Devo, you swap to you swap to Ret Aura, someone takes a big hit, you get Seraphim, then you swap to Crusader Aura, and then you have big max range increased by 3 yards. Stance dancing, dude.
It's amazing what happens when you actually read tooltips.
Right?
Yeah, okay. I actually don't hate that at all.
It depends if it's on the global or not. If it's on the global, that sucks.
It's true.
If it's off the global. But as someone who mains Guardian Druid, who always has 3 yards increased range, having 3 yards increased range is nuts.
They're adding that to a lot more specs and stuff like that. Dude,
they're adding it to a few. I think like Rogue, I feel like has like a talent for it.
Rogue has a shitty talent for it though. But someone else had a talent for it where it was like just one ability where it was like, or no wait, Rogue had a good version. Hunter had a shitty version. Or was it Hunter? Serve Hunter, I think, where it was like 3 points to gain 3 yards or something.
Probably something ridiculous. No, I mean Druid has something like that. You have to spend 2 points to. It's like 1 yard, then 3 yards. So the first point's kind of weird, but
yeah,
you go down that side of the tree anyway. So it's like it's not bad to spend points into that because you need to get down there anyways, and it's like you don't need extra points in the tree. So like the Druid tree's fine.
Oh yeah.
Well, not Guardian class tree's fine though.
Yeah, did they rearrange Guardian at all, or is there on the GCD? Well, that might change, right? Auras might not be on the GCD because if they're putting stuff like this, where like Seal of the Templar, they might expect Stance Dancing, so they might take them off the GCD. So...
yeah, if they take it off the GCD, that'll be a lot better.
I'm just macroing fucking Crusader Aura into my fucking kick. That's all I'm doing. I'm just macroing Crusader Aura into my fucking kick. And then, like, put, like, fucking Ret Aura in my Avenger Shield or something. I don't give a fuck.
Have you read the Dusk and Dawn talent in the lower left-hand corner? Understand. How do you feel about those? I like them a lot, except...
I liked it in Torghast. Like, I liked it in Torghast. I just...
Fair.
The only time I'm getting this benefit, I mean, aside from Dusk and getting a 4% DR, which, I'm sorry, why on earth am I spending 1 talent point for a 4% DR when in the same row I can, on the other side, I can get Divine Toll. Or I can get fucking Final Stand. Or, you know, Eye of Tears there. I have Crusader's Resolve for DR. There's so many things on this spec tree where it's so good. I mean, this could be really, really good for healers. Damage and healing increased by 6%. You store up a little bit of holy power. Boom. 6% increase healing. Awesome. For prot, I just don't... I don't see this being fucking useful at all. I think it's absolutely useless.
It seems like it's punishing to actually run out of holy power. So if you actually ran that talent, you'd have to sit at 1 or higher. You'd have to hit 5 and then sit between 1 and 5.
Yep.
If you want just the damage amp, like the damage reduction and the armor value you get if you go deeper into that side of the tree, it just like doesn't make sense. I like the concept of it, but man, it would be so hard to like min max.
No, I think the concept would be great. Question, you guys. I hit 60 a few days ago on my DK. I'm currently 235 eye level, questing through ZM as Unholy. Feel so bad right now. Is it a gear thing, or is Unholy just feeling really bad right now? Unholy is feeling really bad right now.
Unholy does feel bad.
If you don't have army up, yeah, you're basically feeling bad. Honestly, blood might take you a little bit longer to kill some stuff, but you won't die. Femni, I promise.
You're probably just better off, even if you want a DPS, just go Frost, two-handed Frost Obliterate, just nuke stuff.
Yep.
That's the thing about Frost Ray, it's like more consistent damage. Obviously there's builds for burst, but Unholy feels horrible to quest as. Like you hit like a wet noodle outside of your CDs.
Okay, yeah, but let's go back to Dusk and Dawn. Just to get to this fucking clunky mechanical ability, you have to spend 3 points in one of 2 abilities that aren't that fucking great.
Yup. Yeah, it's not. That's like my one gripe I have with the tree. It's Rebuke being super low, but also Dusk and Dawn side feels mega waste of points.
If you need a kick for raid, that's gonna hurt Prot Paladin for Rebuke. That's gonna suck. I'll admit. But for Mythic Plus, I just think Prot Paladin's naturally going down that right side. And there's stuff you want here, right? But if you look at like capstones for that one, like you have Seal of Order, right? So which buffs up of Dusk and Dawn, but then you have Sanctified Wrath, Seraphim, and Mad Paragon. Why is like the 2 on the left here aren't even like, I'm not even thinking. Even regular mobs are just wrecking you? Yeah, dude, Unholy's kind of unholy. You're gonna be death striking more to keep yourself alive than spending points. Honestly, Blood's really easy, and Frost you could pretty much nuke some stuff because it's just a couple of buttons.
It also lights up. It tells you what to hit exactly. That's why I like Frost, because I'm dumb.
He's right.
Here's what to hit.
Click this, click this, click this. Okay, cool.
Yep, pretty much.
And then once you get in a rhythm of killing things, then you'll get your Death Strike free procs to keep yourself alive and stuff. Also, don't forget to use anti-magic shell and shit. Like, you'd be surprised how many things it can negate and keep you alive with. But yeah, with the strength of, like, Seraphim, Mad Paragon, and Sanctified Wrath, there's just no world where I ever see myself go down the left-hand side of this at all. Oh my god. A guild that I was once in for a week got a bunch of achievements, and WoW's letting me know. I'm like, I don't care.
It's overall not like a bad. I think the Paladin tree is really good. There's a few issues, like just small minor issues that they can just kind of swap. Like obviously, like you already mentioned, right? Move Rebuke up.
I think
for the Fist of Justice.
These 2 could be changed. I know they probably don't want to put a 2 talent point in with like other 1 talent points here, but I mean you could.
Oh, you mean like they did in the class tree? Yeah. Or the spec tree?
Well, no, the spec tree it's 1 2 2 1. It's palindrome down the middle. So yeah, It's just kind of where the nodes are that feels weird, but the 2 in the middle are 2, and then the extreme ones are 1. So there is some sort of synergy there.
Yeah, it makes sense. I guess I was like just thinking of the right side.
Yeah, when you look at it that way, yeah, you look at it weird. But if you look at the entire row, you're like, okay, kind of makes a little bit more sense.
Okay, yeah. See, that's why...
But they did it here. So we're talking about that like they didn't already do it. Blinding Light, 1. Divine Steed, 1. Fist of Justice, 2.
2. I don't know why they even have 2 charges there, to be honest. Like, Fist of Justice... Like, is that how it works anyways? Isn't it just 1 second off when you... Or is it 2? I honestly don't remember.
2 seconds with the second point.
Oh, what about currently on live? Do you know off the top of your head? I can't remember.
I usually...
I think it's 1. I don't ever run Fist. That's why I don't like think it's going to be like worth taking.
It's not worth taking because the extra group kick of Divine Bedazzle is just so fucking worth it. It's just kind of, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's 2 seconds.
Yeah,
it's
the
2
group
seconds
kick.
On live right now. Yeah, the group kick of Blinding Light to me is just more worth it in Mythic Plus, and both are pretty much fucking useless in fucking Raid, so I don't care. So I just keep Divine Bedazzle on, and boom, I have anything that helps me pug around shitty pugs where I get to kick and do things more. I'm taking that.
Fair,
that's literally how I have to work things out in my head. So, like, I like the idea of getting both. I mean, even if they just swap this down to 1 point Fist of Justice and it reduced Hammer of Justice down by 1 second, I just don't see, like, most times you're taking all 3 of these talent points in this row anyway. So you just put it down to 1 and it kind of evens itself out.
My only problem with Fist, and this is why I wouldn't take it, and that's why I said I disagree with your tree earlier, is because most classes have a lot of stuns in their kit, and even if they don't, they have like more efficient stuns, like Leg Sweep, for example. And all Fist of Justice does is it causes you to start applying diminishing returns to your target. And if you have like a rogue in your group, right, who's just like locking things down, Fist of Justice is actually going to just interrupt that rotation. Well, and that's why I don't think taking Fist is like a great thing.
Okay, but your argument also involves that the same mob that you're trying to stun multiple times with Hammer of Justice is going to still be alive by the time it comes back off cooldown.
No, like just in general though, like if you have like Leg Sweep, Shadow Fury, Captain, like if you have like a comp that has just a ton of AoE stuns,
yeah,
right, like that's why the reduction just like to me doesn't make sense to run. And if you don't go Fist and then go down to like get Rebuke and stuff, assuming that Avenger Shield still kicks, because if it doesn't, I mean, the argument to take kick is like you can't argue against not having a kick in Mythic Plus.
Oh yeah.
But then you could spend more points down later in the tree for like improved Bop or like improved Sack or whatever, by not running Fist. So you provide more group utility because your DPS are already stunning things, so you can spend more time on keeping your group alive and whatnot.
So your argument in Mythic Plus would be not take Fist at all.
Do not take Fist.
Go right down the middle. So you're having to probably take Divine Steed.
I also hard assume. So if you take I took Divine Steed double charge.
Yeah, I did the same.
Okay, and then you can like get a little bit deeper into the tree to get some of the more like the unique group utility, right? Like almost every class has a stun. Not every class has sacrifice, right? Or like Bop.
I'm actually kind of interested to see what the recompense does. Like, how juicy is that judgment going to be after Blessing of Sacrifice ends?
Oh, buddy.
Like,
I don't know.
How juicy is that going to be? I think that's going to feel good, and you're going to see a lot of paladins that don't remember that they have this button suddenly fucking remember they have that button.
Because it shares with, isn't that sharing with like reduce sack, or not reduce sack, but like reduce cooldown?
Yeah. So that's your choice node here, which is, in all honesty, this is the perfect example of what a great node should be. Let me choose between like recompense or the cooldown of it. And I mean, reducing sack down to a minute, that's fucking nuts.
That's pretty big.
Recompense, and this is going to be definitely like, Tyro, what's going on, buddy? And then recompense, so you know, getting that big juicy fucking judgment cast after sack ends, that is also going to feel good. Now I actually have a choice on which one do I want. Ethically, probably Sacrifice of the Just. Am I probably going to go with recompense? Because fuck yeah, judgment hammers.
It's going to be so good.
We all know I am. So then, like,
no due to boot it.
So then, if you're skipping Fist of the Justice altogether in Mythic Plus, you got to be going with what? Seal of Mercy or what?
So I went Seal of Mercy because
with just that's one or two.
I think I went 2.
Okay, because here I have the last opened up with pretty much everything else, but Judgment of Light taken.
So I actually did not take Cleanse Toxin. And the reason I didn't take Cleanse Toxin is because I did it. So I went double seal and I didn't go Cleanse. And the reason I didn't go Cleanse is because we don't know what all the dungeons require. Because you might run a dungeon that doesn't require a cleanse at all.
True.
Or a poison or disease, right? Like it could require a curse, but can't really help there.
Yeah.
So I typically left that open. And if you do need to take a cleanse, you can drop 1 seal for cleanse.
Yeah. Okay. That's kind of where I had that there, but that makes sense. Yeah, that's totally kind of build by build.
So that's where you can adapt. But the thing about the whatever the gold whatever's under Golden Pass, Seal of Mercy. There we go. Words.
Yeah, words.
It also hits like the lowest target an additional time too. So you actually get more damage with that as well. It strikes the lowest health ally and enemy for an additional time. And like Consecration isn't like insane damage.
But it adds up, dude.
It adds up pretty quick. It's actually like what 10% of your damage in a key or something like that, or 8%.
But then you can go down here and you can combine that with incandescence, right? Each holy power you spend has a 5% chance to cause your consecration to flare up, dealing medium holy damage. What's medium holy damage?
Dude, I'd love to tell you. I have no idea.
Up to 5 enemies. But if you're running Golden Path and Seal of Mercy, putting incandescence with that would be really, really nice.
But like even Hallowed Ground, dude, just like doing more, like it's just doing more damage.
Oh yeah,
Hallowed Ground is the name of the Ashen thing, the Ashen Legendary or whatever, or Conduit.
Yeah, but they swapped it over.
Big Consecration. Yeah, they just renamed it. So that was my thought process. But how many more points do you have at this point?
Once I get down to Sanctified Wrath, I got 2. See, there's just no world you go from of Dusk Till Dawn. Oh yeah, Prachi's cracked. There's just no world where you go here. Like you're ignoring all of these. I mean, not necessarily ignoring. You could put some flex points. Like so, if we got 2 Aspirations of Divinity, your Crusader Strike now also grants you increased primary stat. You could literally put 1 point in there and 1 point in Seal of Clarity and get some bonuses out of it that are just going to be.
Seal of Clarity seems kind of cool.
Yeah, spending Holy Power has a 5% chance to reduce the Holy Power cost of your next Word of Glory or Shield of the Righteous by 1. There is some synergy there, which is with kind of the build that we have going on here, but I mean, you're also assuming that, like, the moment Avenger's Shield doesn't kick anymore, we all know this gets scrapped and you're going right down to Rebuke.
Yeah, also, it sucks that Rebuke's that low. It just, I hope they swap it up, but I know Holy Paladins then will just snag that up instantly, and that doesn't, it's not, I don't know if that's great or not. Fuck Holy Paladins.
There's so many arguments to be made there, and it's really kind of what's Blizzard's philosophy on bringing kicks to healers. Because like so far, priests don't have a kick, right? So we've seen shamans, druids, and paladins have kicks. Wait, evokers have a kick as well?
Oh, I wish I knew. I haven't looked at the evoker tree because I don't know how the class works. So I don't like.
Tyro, good point. Holy will always want Mad Paragon. Yeah, absolutely true. I mean, they pretty much ran Mad Paragon in season 1 and 2 full time as their main legendary.
Don't they still run it or no? I haven't played with Holy Paladin.
Fucking no clue.
I have no idea.
There's a guy in my chat that I play with that plays Holy Paladin quite a bit, but I mean, ever since he's discovered the power of Shaman, where he's like, I try half as hard and I do twice as much damage.
Yep.
He doesn't play
Paladin's
as Paladin
insane.
as much.
Yeah. Paladin? What's a Paladin? That doesn't sound like Shaman.
Pink had their fucking reign in fucking season 1 and 2. It's glad to see some other shit at the top.
It was good shit. It was a pleasure talking about this with you. But I have dinner and raid.
Dinner and raid. You have fun raiding.
Dinner and raid. Yeah, dude.
I kind of started this a few hours ago, and I thought I'd be doing keys after this, but man, it's already like 10 o'clock for me. So I didn't think I'd be talking as much.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm fucking like 2 minutes. I'm blown away by the prot tree. Banged out of the fucking park. Couple of little things that we could change around, but I mean, we're talking minor little gripes about placements. But, dude, like, great raid builds, great offensive builds, great damage DR builds. You have so many options that you could do with this, and banged out of the park. And now that I understand the class tree more, I aside from the of Dusk Till Dawn shit, I think this is spot on. Spot on. I think it's good.
Well, let's see how it plays out.
Yep. Shaw, very nice having you. Have fun at raid, buddy.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Let's hopefully Warriors next week.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Oh! Fingers crossed. All right, dude. Peace out.
Cheers. Holy jeez, guys, this has been a I thought I'd be able to upload this to YouTube and it'd be like my prop paladin video, but I'm actually gonna have to like make a video that's not 3 hours fucking long talking about this. Lots of great stuff here, guys. Lots of great stuff. Tons of different utility, tons of different shit, things that we're gonna check on. We're going to have to check to see what Shield of the Righteous does, because this Inner Light talent, whether it's going to be very useful or completely useless, is definitely up for grabs. Yeah, Mad Paragon, I mean, Holy Paladins are probably always going to go down here. I just don't see a world where of Dusk and Dawn is good for anybody. I don't know why they brought this. They have numbers. I don't know how many people are actually fucking running this. I really don't. Especially with the strength of these two down here. I don't see a point where you ever go down here. I just really don't. But I mean, if you have the flex point, you could definitely put one in Seal of Clarity. That could be very, very strong. You do have, like, I'd probably say fuck Aspirations Divinity and just go to. But then this doesn't go up, right? So we don't really know what the cooldown, like, is this an increased percent chance of 5, 10, and 15 per talent point spent? Or is it just the amount of holy power, which, as I put points in here, doesn't go up? So will this just give me an occasional 15%? Like, I have Divine Purpose, which already has a 15% chance to make my next holy power ability free and deal 20% increased damage and healing. Does Seal of Clarity do the exact same thing, just worded differently? But this is basically the same thing, and these two stack up. Like, there's some questions here and some wordings I'd like clarified, but all in all, I am very, very happy with this tree. It's gonna make me want to play Prop Pal. With how fucking awesome this looks, Prop Pal is in the running for DragonFlight main. For sure. Absolutely in the running for DragonFlight main. Like, this tree sounds so fun to play with. You know, being able to swap between Soaring Shield, where your Avenger Shield hits 2 additional targets, or Avenger Shield deals 200% increased damage, but only strikes 1 target. Come on, that sounds so fucking good! Like, yeah! I want that! Then, like, you take, like, if you don't want this, you take 2 points out of this, and you go with this. Avenger Shield deals 30% increased damage to its primary target, plus an additional 200% primary target. Like, dude, there's so many builds you can do here, and so many options. And, like, I'm coming up with different Mythic Plus, like, builds. Several different people could have several different builds, and not one of them be wrong. Like, there's not one of them where you're like, oh my god, you went this. It's like, okay, that's not what I do, but I mean, if it fucking works, it works. You know what I mean? Like, there's no super cookie cutter that I see in here that is bad. And this is just banged out of the fucking park. Absolute banged out of the fucking park, man. Like, fuck yeah. Everybody, thank you very much for the new subs, the new follows. I've been talking for 3.5 hours, like almost 3.5 hours straight. How long has this stream been going? I have no idea. I just saw it, and 2.5 hours. All right, so not too bad. I just saw the Wowhead updated the tree, and I fucking ran. And I've been talking like this nonstop, like literally nonstop. I've been talking like this, and I have to do several videos in the morning. I'm gonna be reviewing my fun tier list because there are some changes to the fun tier list. I'm going to be doing a key coaching video. Somebody submitted one. And I'm going to be doing a prop paladin video of general thoughts and things like that. I'll gonna make it not 2.5 hours, but I don't want to lose my voice for that. So I'm going to call the stream here for the night. Thank you, everybody, for coming. The new follows, the new subs. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. I will be back on tomorrow night for a stream, although it's going to be a little late because at 7 p.m. Eastern, we have a guild meeting for Season 4, so I have to attend that. And then I'm going to stream some keys right after. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Man, if you guys want to talk more Prop Paladin, I'm more than willing to do so in text format in my Discord, which you guys can get down below. But aside from that, thank you very much. You can already hear I'm getting a little hoarse. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.